Hey there again. Welcome to We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast. Hi, my name is Jason.
And I'm James.
And we got a couple of new people for this episode. Again, thanks a lot. Thanks for you guys again for joining us in this episode. But yeah, we got a couple of new people here. First up that comes up is we got a nice person by the name of Fern. Hey, Fern.
Hi, Jason. I'm Fern. Thanks for having me. I guess my first time doing a video podcast, so this will be fun.
Oh, this will be quite an experience. And we got another person over here. We got a nice new person here too as well. Give it up to Jackie. Hey, Jackie.
Hello. Hey guys. So never watched Terrace House before, so this will be exciting new thing to try.
Awesome. Thanks for joining for both of you guys. It'll be quite an experience.
No
Your perspectives are going to be very well appreciated.
Nice.
Before we start, we'd like to get to know you like a little bit more. So in terms of Terrace House, what kind of experience do you guys have with the show?
I've watched the newest season, which is Tokyo 2019-2020. Finished that one, loved it, but like the last few episodes were like, oh my god. But I'm starting the new season of Boys and Girls in the City, so that's going to be interesting. But I guess I'm not a newbie, I guess.
Okay.
I'm the complete opposite. I am a complete newbie. I've watched nothing, heard everything else from friends, and the only thing I know is that it's slightly, potentially, maybe not like Big Brother, and just following the recent Twitter feeds, such as the recent unfortunate death of Hana, and that's the only thing I know about Terrace House.
All right, thanks for sharing. But yeah, thanks for coming to our show, and yeah, let's get this started.
Cool.
Go ahead.
So before we get into the specifics of parts of the episode, what did you guys think of the episode as a whole?
My main question is, what's the appeal? I'm so sorry, but I'm like, this was very slow. I'm like, okay, you watch people go on a date
And mediocre surfing. I'm gonna get hate for that, but I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, sorry.
I love it. Oh my gosh,
I
I love
don't
it.
get it. The 25 minutes did nothing. Was that 25-minute episode? That did nothing for me.
Very close to 25 minutes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's
I think I have to go with Jackie.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've watched like the most recent one, and it's like an hour long. With this one being 25 minutes, it's just like, how much are we supposed to get from this, really? And then it was so hard just to, I don't know, not seeing like the first episode, just saying, like, just seeing this episode. It's just like, why are we watching this right now?
Have you seen any episodes?
I don't know.
From the season?
No.
Okay, so we're both in the same boat. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like, I think if we watch the first episode and then go into like this one, it's more of a context for it. But this one is, it was just like, okay, date. Who's dating who? And like, for one, I'm like, who is who kind of thing. So that's what I was like trying to connect the dots to. So I was like, okay.
And it clearly proved that anime tropes are real.
Holy. It's real.
Right there. It's all there.
Yeah. Aquariums. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Aquarium.
We'll definitely get to that. We'll definitely
Save
get
the
to that.
fire, guys. I get it. It's a doozy
sorry.
of an
That is
episode.
Sorry.
Do you guys know what the episode was called?
Ooh, it's gonna come out.
Was it called Puppy Love?
Exactly, Jackie. Puppy
Okay.
love.
I was paying attention. Puppy Love. I knew what it was.
I love it.
Read the subtitle.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, clearly, because that guy, what's his name? Techon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, remember Fern? We were like, okay, he's 19. I'm like, I swear to God, he looks like way younger.
16 or something. It's like, why are you on the show? Who are you?
And Jason, you were so right. Where you're calling him a golden retriever. I'm like, you were a puppy. You were a literal puppy. So
I just
yeah,
tuned into that.
Save the
Oh
fire,
my
guys!
God.
Save the fire! I love this.
Why is it too early? Is it
No,
too
no, no,
early?
no, no. We'll get to it,
Don't
but
worry,
you're. Thank you.
Okay.
We're gonna go part
Yeah.
by part for this.
Yeah.
But just on like the topic of like the
Okay.
kind of like why it's interesting, especially with this season, because like Terrace House as a whole, at least from my perspective, it's one of those series where you have to follow, or you're following each character by character instead of just like an overarching storyline. It's one of those that just follows like, it literally follows the life of like this one person, right? So it's one of those things where like you start to gain a relationship, or you gain like a bond with these characters, and that's what was very interesting about bringing you guys in today, because for anyone that doesn't know, they came in with zero context, with zero knowledge prior of the season.
Yes.
Because Jay and I, this is an experiment, really, to see how you guys would react to everything, and just like seeing like how you guys are reacting to it. I can see that like since Terrace House is one of those shows where you really have to have a relationship with the characters, having you guys come in without those kind of bonds and those relationships changes the perspective. Yeah,
And
so
I definitely get that.
Yes, definitely. And I already sort of have a bias because reality TV is not really my thing. Like, I think the only reality TV where I've watched every episode was maybe the early seasons of Survivor.
Great
it.
season. Great season, no doubt.
Good
And then I
show at the
stopped after
beginning.
like right, and then they just made like weird things or weird themes afterwards, and I stopped. But Big Brother was definitely not one of those TV shows that I liked. And when I heard that there was a show like this and people were somewhat comparing it to Big Brother, it never really caught my attention. So yeah.
Oh, thank God you guys are here. I this is what I was waiting for, because it's like me and James, we have a biased opinion right now because we've grown up with these
100%.
people. Even though it's like what
Yeah.
six episodes of the show, like we
okay.
like we follow with it, right? But you guys just came out of like, I don't know, literally an episode, and already it's like, yeah, you are right. There is, if you see the show, zero appeal. Like, what are we watching?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But this is what
Like I
I
said.
like.
Just like I said, like you have to watch from the beginning, like the first episode, to really understand like the rest of the episodes. Because like if you don't know where this person is coming from or where like what relationship they want, it's like, okay, who are you type of thing. Like who is this person type of thing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
even putting us there like at this like what sixth episode is like right in the middle, right? So I don't know, not right in the middle, but right in their lives type of thing. So yeah.
for sure,
This
that
is
definitely
6 out of 98, right? 6 out of 98 episodes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very much puppy stage, I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
playing with the words. I love it.
Just saying.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
Very true, very true.
But speaking of
gosh.
puppy stages and puppy love, we can actually talk about the start of the episode, which did a little bit of a callback from the last episode, because the last episode ended with a whole scene with Sena and Tae-chan, and how Tae-chan basically ended last episode saying that he doesn't even like Rie like that. So this episode starts
yeah.
with Tae-chan explaining that he doesn't like her because he would have to really like her for him to actually mean it. Since her career and her fans wouldn't really want that to happen because of the whole forbidden to date kind of thing that happens with AKB48. He doesn't want Rie's fans to like abandon her, and he wants to be completely sure that he likes her in order for him to actually confess that to her, so that way the relationship is worth it for her to actually leave the group in general. Yeah, so that kind of proves like a. It's interesting because since Tae-chan's so young, and we've seen that he's a child. He's literally a child.
Yep.
But that kind of thought process was very interesting to me because it's like I would have never thought of it like that. Like if I had some sort of feelings, like I would want to pursue it, but he's kind of like he's pursuing it, but he's also kind of backing off. and I thought that was pretty mature of him to say it that way. But we'll see how things might kind of change as the episode rolls on.
Do you think it's like, since he just got rejected from that firefighting exam, or like he failed, he's a bit more cautious now? Like, or do you think this has always been Taechan? Like, he's just kind of like, okay, maybe there's some things I really know in my life and sometimes I don't. Turns out, like, the whole thing with Rie, she's cool hanging out, but really maybe when it comes to love, he wants something a bit more serious.
I think, obviously, with no background knowledge of Taechan's character, it seemed genuine to me, of him being super thoughtful. And because I'm sure, like, the whole pop idol lifestyle is such a commonplace thing in Japan, or especially, like South Korea, that they would understand what the idols are going to go through.
So for him to be thoughtful of, she's this idol who has X amount of things
that she needs to think about, and has fans and has strict contracts. I'm sure that's, anyone who would be potentially wanting to date an idol would have to think about. So I think that's always been it seemed like it was always on his mind. And I thought that was super thoughtful of him.
So yeah, even though he was a puppy, he seemed very mature when he was, thinking about that part. The whole wanting to get a score of how well he did sort of lessened that.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, hey, if the guy needs like a valid, ranking scale of, how well he did, do it. But that part, at least, like, of him knowing,
and not just outright saying yes or no, but having the backup behind it was pretty cool of him. So
cool.
He may be a puppy, or like looks like a puppy, but he has like he's being a man type of thing. So it's just like the fact that he's 19, which I still don't like understand, but hey,
he's not
having that such like maturity, as what James said. It's just like, when you're 19, you don't know shit, you don't have experience. So like, how the hell do you know what to do? But for him, putting that thought process, like, okay, this girl is a K-pop star, where am I going to fit in this type of thing? Like, if ever they have a relationship. So it's like very mature.
Awesome.
That's true. That's pretty spot on. Like, that's definitely interesting that, like, yeah, he's super young, but it's interesting because, like, he's done so many things, even in prior episodes, where he's like, you can see the immaturities. And to see like the difference of like this one scene, it kind of gives me a little bit more of like a respect for him, because it's like, he may not know what he's doing in a lot of other things, but I feel like he has a grasp of like what he wants in this relationship, which is cool. But moving on from that. Oh yeah, did you have a point?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, like, there was a part where he seemed
like, so Jason, to bring up again the whole golden retriever thing, where
he seemed like like just a tiny puppy waiting, sitting there with his tail wagging. When he was sitting alone in the kitchen, just at 4 a.m. Like, let's get this date started. Let's go. I'm like, wow. Don't you want to like sleep first? Like, sleep is precious.
Oh my god.
And I get they have to go to the surfing thing, but I'm like, you're the first one in the kitchen and it's pitch black.
He was probably the first one to wake up too. Maybe 3 or 2 o'clock.
Exactly.
And he's full on done.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Guys,
ready to go.
I don't think he slept.
So eager.
Oh.
I don't think he slept. He worked on the day before. Like, I wanted to do, like, yeah. We'll get to it, but yeah, there's something that happened before that, right?
Okay.
Like,
you're actually what you were saying, Jay, is actually what we're about to talk about next, which is the entire scene with Taechan and Momo in the kitchen as Taechan's planning out this entire day with Rie. He printed out like all of the biggest tourist attractions onto sheets of paper that he has laid out on the table, and he's just looking at, okay, like, which one do I want to go to first? What do I have to do here? And you can see, like, we'll get to the date, but the date was very well thought out. But it really highlighted just like how excited he was to have like he wanted to have like the perfect date with her.
Yes.
Which
Oh
is
yeah, and it's also
I thought it was
like
cute.
anime trope number one.
Oh,
It really is.
oh yes.
It's like, damn, I didn't think people did that. I don't. Damn. Yeah.
But don't you think that he planned it out because she's a K-pop star, or is it because she's just the girl that he wanted to impress? I don't know. Like if it was like an influence that she was famous, that he wants to show her up, type of thing. I don't know. It I don't know what 19-year-old would have that thought process, but you know, he could be different. So
It's definitely one of those like, are you the spontaneous type of person, or the one where you need to have everything planned out? So
Yeah.
he might be leaning towards that type, or he's just like, yo, she's a J-pop idol, like we really need to like, you know, show up for this and everything. So I think it's more towards the thoughtfulness part that, you know, he's shown about the whole thinking about her background and all that stuff. So that's probably it. And like a teeny bit about the whole like puppy eager tail wagging thing of like,
Let's
look
do
how well
this.
I'm doing. Yes. That's what it seems to me.
Jay?
You guys are right. You have a great point. Like, was he more pressured to have a killer date because, you know, she's an idol, and it's like he's gonna get hated on if it's gonna be a horrible date. So like, I think there is a certain aspect for that. But again, the guy acts like a golden retriever, like he's a companion pet, like he just wishes to please, and I think that's a great trait. Like, I think he just wanted to have Ray to have a good time with Rie, like, and use this opportunity. Because then again, it's like, she's a busy person. She barely has days off probably. And, you know, her company is like very important, or her time. Might as well put it to good use. Yeah.
She did say that the day after this one, she had a concert or something.
Yeah, she probably just had work after, but usually what her work is like.
she had work
Yeah, she.
practicing.
Yeah, mostly. I would think so. I don't know. I would assume so. Yeah, but so after that entire sequence, there is a small sequence between Rie and Momo, where they're basically kind of talking about how relationships could potentially further a lot quicker in that type of environment, because, you know, you're spending basically, if you're not working, you're spending 24 hours a day with these people, right? So it definitely makes sense. But I want to get back to that point later, because the entire sequence with Rie and Momo definitely does come back later in the episode. But we will get there. But before that, we skip to the next morning, where you guys already said they're in the kitchen. Tae-chan's the first one in the kitchen. He's sitting there with those really awkward sunglasses.
It was 2012. It was very Kanye. You know, like,
So creepy.
like, and again, I don't think he slept, guys.
Oh
I
my
think he legit was so
God.
excited. He just like he got ready.
Yeah. Or he you know, he used those shades inside to hide his red eyes.
So happy.
All
He's
those
ready to
the
go.
bags under the eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's waiting for Rie. So then Masato and Sena show up, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're about to head out. So then they leave, and then shortly after, Tae-chan and Rie leave, and we get to see them in the car together. And basically on the ride there, Tae-chan is like, yeah, if you're tired, you can sleep. So Rie just straight up knocks out until they get there, which is really
Same.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
I feel
I would do that too.
You offered?
Yeah.
You all gotta take it. Okay.
Road
He's
trip.
He's a very thoughtful guy, guys. Like he's like, you're tired.
It's
Don't worry.
clearly showing. It's clearly showing.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so then they get there, and then they're really just waiting for Masato's turn to start surfing. So while they're waiting, they start using Tae-chan's, is it a pennyboard or a
Pennyboard. Yeah.
What are those?
longboard?
Pennyboards. Yeah.
It was. They start going on Tae-chan's pennyboard, and he's going down pretty smoothly. And then after watching him pennyboard for a little bit, it skips to Rie in what was like, I thought it was really funny because like he's going like at a smooth pace, and then Rie is just standing there kind of pushing herself forward until Tae-chan comes up next to her, and then we get this really cute scene where she's holding his arm, and they're just kind of like going down together, and it's super cute, and it fits the relationship that everyone wants to happen, and it's really cute. So then after that, Masato, it's finally his turn to start surfing. So we get to Jay's favorite part where Masato's just surfing for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and everyone's just kind of standing there. They're like all appreciating it, and it was really funny. While we were watching, it panned over to Sena, and like when you see like everyone's in like a t-shirt and shorts, and then you see Sena with her like Cruella de Vil hat,
I was about
with
to
sunglasses.
say, I'm like, you look like you're about to cut someone. Like, oh my god, you were there like looking and picking out a target. So
Yeah, it looked like she was gonna steal some puppies for her fur. Oh my god.
Oh,
that was great.
Yeah, it was really funny. So like it was really odd, and it fits her character like so perfectly, which is hilarious. But then so after Masato's finished surfing, we find out that he was knocked out in the semis, which tough luck, I guess. And then it cuts to the car where Sena and Masato are both sitting there, both shades on, and all of you guys are like, now they both look like they're trying to kill someone.
It's so true though. It's just like, yeah.
Who can I kill now because like I'm out of the race type
And,
of
like,
thing.
It's
And,
planning
like-
deaths. They're planning deaths.
Even their conversation was like, I guess I lost. Yeah, did you try? I guess I tried. You know, there'll be other competitions.
God.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so funny because it's like when they were talking in the car, they weren't even like turning to look at each other, so it looked like super creepy. They're staring straight forward, and they're like, "So yeah, I lost, but next time I'll probably do better." Yeah. If you keep trying, you'll feel better. And the entire time, it's just like dead stare forward, which made it look super like suspect. Like if I was there and I was walking by them, and they like I can see that they're talking to each other, but they're like staring at me, I would want to like run away as soon as possible.
You know what that scene of them in the car with the shades sort of reminded me of a less unenthusiastic version of Jesse and James from Team Rocket.
Wow! Wow!
I never thought of
Sitting in the
that.
car going, "Where's Pikachu?" And I'm like, okay.
And Tae-chan,
I love that.
It reminds me of that so much.
instead of Meowth, it's Tae-chan.
Perfect.
But like he's so
And these two,
like he's like really
and
into
these
it.
two are interested in each other, right? These two are into each other, right?
Well,
Potentially,
I don't know.
It
they
doesn't feel
haven't
like
really
it.
shown signs. Yeah, they haven't shown
Yeah.
signs. It's more just like they are both together and they're both sleazy.
So it
So
works for
Jesse
both
and
of
James.
them.
They're literally Jesse and James conniving.
Possibly,
That's it.
maybe. I
They
don't
just
know.
need mouth.
We could. We'll see in later episodes. I have no idea.
It's what you expect if you see two people wear sunglasses indoors. Like that was the vibe they were giving.
Yeah. So true.
Oh my gosh. But anyways,
True.
after that entire scene, the four of them go out to eat afterwards, and that's when Masato talked about how surfers, they usually have this bad rap, and how they're usually seen as like players or I guess like douches and stuff like that. But he wanted to show that surfers truly take their craft very seriously, which I thought is definitely true. Like prior to this episode, like Jackie, I know when we explained that there's a pro surfer in the house, you didn't even know that pro surfing was like a thing, right?
Because I was wondering, I'm like, is that his like hobby or like legitimate profession, sort of thing? Because I know,
Yeah.
I guess that was one of the things of like, okay, you have these people, their names and what their professions are. I just didn't know if that was like his real one. So okay, cool.
And yeah, that's what was like really interesting is that like surfing does have its own like professional community. So these people that like you might see as like surfers just doing this as a hobby, like no, like a lot of these surfers take their stuff very seriously, which I thought was really cool. Like it gives surfers a better light, I guess you could say, to the public eye, which was really cool. This scene I thought like didn't really have too many important parts other than that. So the scene after I thought was a little more interesting because they go out to eat at this other place, which is actually the hotel that they were staying at, which was really nice. Super like
fantastic. It's so great.
Yeah, and they got to wear.
I'd love to go there.
What were those things called? Yeah, they got to wear those things.
Fancy pajamas.
And yeah, they were. Yeah, and
Yep.
in that scene, like before we get to like the scene right after, while they're just sitting there eating, I don't know if you guys noticed, but so Rie and Tae-chan were sitting together, and Rie was like pouring into his glass, and he was doing this thing where he's like, oh, thank you, just thank you over and over again. I thought it was like it just played into like how cutesy this relationship really is. Like,
Wow.
Overly cutesy.
Classic Tae-chan. Just.
My cup runneth over with whatever liquid you're trying to pour into my cup.
And he goes, yes, please, more. Thank you.
Thank you. Bow.
Yeah.
yeah. So then after this scene, they all go to the baths, or I guess they have two separate baths, and that's
the most
when
cringiest scene. Oh my god.
Oh yes, Jackie.
honestly though, like so Tae-chan and Masato are in one bath, and Sena and Rie are in another bath that I think is like not too far away, because as they're kind of like chilling, Tae-chan opens the window and he like calls out to Rie, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. And it was just like, it was the most like, ugh. That scene I really hated.
What? I loved it. Oh my god. It really shows who.
You talk to secondhand embarrassment. I do. I was watching that going, I want to die. Like, this was so cringe. So cringe.
Oh
He's so excited for a guy that like never slept that day before, and now he's like, I took a bath, I'm revitalized. And it's like, okay, hold on. You can't blame him because like Masato is also urging to do these kinds of things. If Masato didn't even say anything like, oh yeah, do you think they're outside?
That's true. Yeah, he was egging him on.
Yeah. So it's like, and of course, Tae-chan's like, oh, they could be. You should yell outside. I'm like, what? Why would you say that? Then of course he would do it because it's like he's so excited.
Why?
And I think it does to a fact, but because with Tae-chan, I don't think he's done a lot. It doesn't seem like he has gone outside as much or like has done more experiences compared to everyone else. So everything like what he's doing right now probably is like a first time for everything. So like first time for doing this, of course he'd be excited. He's like a kid in a candy store, so I think that's what we're seeing. But yeah, I can see why it's so cringy. You just don't do that.
I mean, okay, I hate to say this, but I was comparing that scene with the one in Tokyo 2019, 2020. Do you remember that one with Boss?
Oh god.
Yeah, so I was comparing it, and the way that Boss was like, I don't know, it was a totally different sort of vibe, and I was like, okay, yeah, Tae-chan is like a puppy and all that stuff, but then with the other, like with Tokyo 2019, Boss is just like a creeper. So it's just like I'm reverting back to that and relating it to that. So I'm just like, is it gonna be that sort of like scene type of thing again? And I'm just like, thank God, because the one in like that season was like cringy as well, but too much cringe.
To a different extent.
To a different extent, yes.
Yeah.
Because like Boss is like what? He's older for one, and Tae-chan is like 19.
Really trying to,
the intent was different for both of them. I get it. Yeah. Tae-chan cringy was like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's what it
Boss
was. Yeah.
Cringy was more like, this is uncomfortable. Yeah.
I don't want to watch
very
that
uncomfortable.
Episode, I don't want to watch.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, just don't.
I love how We all watch it like, no. Jackie, actually, I love Terrace House, but I don't know about this one.
But that's a no.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So.
But quick little side note from the scene in this season is that they had a really quick pan back to the house where Shota walks into the kitchen for his 15 seconds of screen time, and he literally just walks into the kitchen, sits down, and he's like,
Yes. Where
"Am
is
I the
everyone?
only one in this house?" I thought that was hilarious. But anyways, moving on.
That's true. No one told
so
this guy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, but moving on.
That's sad.
After they all take their baths and they're all getting ready to go to bed, it cuts to Sena and Rie, who are in their room getting ready to go to sleep. And basically, like, Sena being the one that she wants the juice, she asks about Rie's date with Taechan tomorrow, and she asks if Rie's excited. And Rie's basically like, yeah, like, I'm excited, but she basically said that she doesn't really feel the same way that Taechan feels. Like, and you could kind of like, you could tell, like, before the entire date happened, you could kind of tell, because like Taechan was super like smiley, and you could tell he was excited and nervous, while Rie is just kind of like, I'm excited for our date tomorrow. Yeah, like it kind of hurts, because like at this point in the season, you could tell that like Taechan's the person that like everyone's kind of cheering for, and to see that it's like Rie is not as excited as we would want her to be, like it sucked. At least like for me, it sucked.
Quick question, because this is episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
How many episodes has it been for, like, from the beginning where people have started noticing that Taechan started liking, I already forgot their names, the other girl.
Okay.
Ray.
Okay.
Ray?
So a little
Because I'm just
callback
like, that
to
must be really quick or something.
let me tell you. So for anyone that hasn't seen episode 1, why are you here in the first place?
You invited us.
I'm talking about like
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. I'm talking about the people watching.
Should have watched the
podcast.
first episode.
At the end of the first episode, Taechan and Shota are in the living room together, and then Shota's like, "Okay, yeah, out of all the girls, who do you like?" And then Taechan's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to say it because I don't want people to know." So then Shota's like, "Okay, yeah, just whisper it into my ear." So then Taechan's like, "Okay, sure." So then he whispers Rie into his ear, and Shota, as soon as he hears it, he's like, "Oh, so you like Rie?" And then,
what an ass!
So
Sorry.
Taechan's been like at least infatuated with Rie since the first week, and at that point, that was like 6 weeks ago.
So, but that was
right at the first episode
1. Okay, so episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And side note, I think this is the reason why no one told Shota that they went on a trip. Because
he's known as being a blabbermouth.
I don't know, but it seems like it. Because at this point,
I mean, he's a very loud guy.
Yeah,
straight up, he's very boisterous.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
I don't blame them.
Then blabbermouth then.
Okay,
yeah. So good point. Like maybe that's why no one told him. Like, you know what? Have fun. Go ahead.
That really sucks, though. Imagine like being the one guy in the house that no one is gonna tell anything to.
Okay, hold on. I have another thing for that. They usually have a blackboard and says things on the blackboard, so they usually have that reminder.
Is also true.
That's a staple thing of Terrace House, like a blackboard.
Oh, really?
Sitting.
I thought that was
for all seasons.
That was like
for all seasons, yeah.
But what's that blackboard supposed to do?
It's just like a schedule, and it tells like if you're going to work, then on the blackboard you'd write like, "I'm going to work," my name.
Oh, okay. So
just to tell people where you are.
Oh, okay. So people's work schedules are public to the house members.
Basically, yeah. Or like if they're going out to eat, or it's like going to my mom's house, my name.
Yeah, they leave like a note. It's basically like a note. They don't have to, but they usually do.
Oh, okay. Because if it's one of those things where they have to, and you see that, oh, so and so went out to lunch with so and so, and you'd be like, "Excuse me, why did you not invite me?" Wouldn't that cause drama?
Yeah, you're right.
We don't know.
I don't think has it happened like that? But I think everyone seems to be well known or versed that they are doing things together. So I think it's just more of I think the audience standpoint for us is like, oh yeah, they're going somewhere for that kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Kind of starts for Tae-chan and Rie, and it was something that I was gonna mention it while we were watching, but I forgot to. But there's this one line that Tae-chan says. It was referring to how Rie was saying that it was like sunny outside, and it's because I'm here. And Tae-chan's like, yeah, I was about to say that because I'm here. And then Tae-chan basically said, with our powers combined, that's why the sun is here. And I was just like, whoa, is that an anime reference?
Oh no, I was gonna say, 'cause I don't remember the sun part, but I do remember him saying, with our powers combined. I'm like
Voltron? Like He-Man? Like what?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, are they gonna do this?
Yeah! I'm like, oh man.
Knowing Tae-chan, yeah. Rie's like, I'm gonna go sleep.
Fusion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But back to their date. So Tae-chan and Rie go everywhere. They go to an aquarium. Then they go to an amusement park.
Yep.
Typical.
And then they go to a fancy restaurant.
Which was glorious.
Look great.
Yeah, they opened the crabs for you.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. But then they go to a couples massage where the music was
so
Jesus.
weird. So weird.
And then
I might comment on that.
Oh, for sure. And the final place that they go to was I guess like a little bench to look out across the entire city and the ocean. But let's get back to all of those places. So starting with the aquarium.
Yeah, typical anime trope number what, 2, 3, 4 of the episode?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm like, damn, they really like aquariums. Damn. Yeah.
Wait, do you like aquariums?
Even in like
I went to the Ripley's aquarium for the heck of it, but that's it.
Okay.
Am I gonna go there and buy a season's pass? I don't think so.
Okay.
definitely not.
Right? Like I'll go there when I need to go there, but that's it. Wait, was the roller coaster part of the aquarium part?
It was
It looked like
part of the amusement park.
Oh, part of the amusement park. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a mediocre roller coaster. It's nothing like the ones in Canada's Wonderland,
Definitely not.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
And that their picture was fantastic. The picture that they took.
Yeah, he looked like he was 5.
Picture perfect.
Like Rie was like photogenic, and Tae-chan's like, I never went outside. It's amazing.
Okay, but if you think about it, okay, like Rie being like a pop idol, she knows exactly what to do. You know, she's probably
she knows
been
what
like
angle
part
to
of
put
like
her
a
face
billion
on?
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows how
I
to
bet
look
you like
good.
while they were on like the roller coaster as they were going, like while Tae-chan's like screaming his head off, Rie is just looking for where the camera
Exactly,
is, and she's thinking about when it's gonna go. And she's like,
Positioning.
okay, yeah, like as soon as we get there, I need to turn my head here and go.
Exactly. It was freakishly good. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas we don't even know if Tae-chan ever leaves the house. So
It's good for him. Let him enjoy outside, get some fresh air. Like, you could hear him in the roller coasters, like, ah! He's legit freaking out. And, like, you see this roller coaster, it's like, nah, man.
And then wasn't Rie apologizing? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, okay.
oh my gosh. Hey, but all dogs need their fresh air.
Yeah. You need a
Take
walk.
him for a walk, man. Take him for a walk.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, do people realize that she's like a J-pop star? Like, I'm thinking like there like should be crowds around her or something, or people noticing that she's there. But how famous is she type of thing?
So she's actually kind of mentioned this in the first episode. So she is part of AKB48. But we've actually talked about this in other podcast episodes. We did some research and looked at how many members are in AKB48.
Okay.
And there 48? Are like 200 plus members.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming, huh?
Why is it not 48?
Which is wild. I have no idea. But Rie, as a dancer, she is one of those members that are like in the triangle. She's like the back end of the triangle.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's not as seen.
Oh, okay.
She's still part of the group, but she's like, I feel like she's like the backup dancer of the group.
Mm. Okay, that makes sense now because I'm just like, I thought she was like super like famous and people notice her type of thing, but I guess not. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
But she must still have like her own individual fans, I'm assuming. Like, I guess like every 200 members of the group have their own
individual fans who I guess can't point them out in a crowd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like definitely like I know she does have like a really big online following at least because in prior episodes there have been news articles about her just talking about like how she's entering Terrace House. So she's known and she's even had like she's sponsored by this makeup company or something like that. So she's known, but I don't know if it's just because like the cameras are on them, so maybe she shouldn't be seen or something like that. Like, I don't know. So I think like she's popular, but I don't think she's like run up to her, be like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" Like, kind of popular.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
She's quasi famous. Like, she's the background. She's not there in the front, but she has presence. Just not as much.
She's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. So after the amusement park, they go out to eat, and that's when we get like the first shot of food in the episode, which is usually like a pretty big staple of Terrace House.
Yes,
and I was surprised they didn't do that back in like the other meal that they ate. But this one was really good because like they went to a really fancy restaurant. They ordered crab, and the servers, they break the crab for you. It was just like that was great. I love that.
I have a theory about that. I think before, like, this is the very early seasons of Terrace House. You know how, like, I guess to promote the restaurant, I guess the name is all you need before. But now, since the show has picked up traction in later seasons, they want to show, like, hey, it's not just about the restaurant location, but look at our food. That's why I guess it's so aesthetically pleasing, like, now. So I think that's how they're shooting it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, promotional value.
That's true.
But yeah,
like
that was crazy.
Advertisement on
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess the only reason why they showed like the crabs compared to what they ate after the surfing area, or where what they ate in the inn was, it's at a hightail restaurant, right? So we're gonna show you the most expensive, glamorous thing that we can, which is free or openly free shelled crab.
No doubt. Yeah.
That's the only thing about it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so after the whole restaurant scene, that's when we get to the really like, I thought it was kind of cool, but also really awkward, like the couples massage that they go to.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was so like, okay, so we're watching it, right? And just to set the scene, like they have like this really seductive like music going on in the background. But then it's hilarious because, like, as they're getting their massages, they're just laughing straight through it.
That's so
and it's like, yeah, like they're both young. And it was, yeah.
I'm an RMT, so I'm a massage therapist, and that whole thing was like a whole other experience because, like, that's not what we do here, type of thing. I guess. In terms of like the type of treatment that they're getting, if it's like for rehab versus relaxation, I get it that it's relaxation. And the fact, I think there was like a curtain that was like blocking the therapist, I think, or something, or like the people that were giving the massage. Maybe. I don't know if it was true. I don't know, but that's what I thought I saw, and I thought that was different, I guess, because like, why can't you see your therapist? But they're still talking to each other. So that whole thing when they're just like laughing because like they're going into the like feet or something, I'm like, people have done that. People are very ticklish on their feet. So I was like, this is weird that I'm seeing this right now and just like critiquing it because like this is not what I would do type of thing, because like I don't do that thing.
Yeah. Other massage beds were like right beside each other. Like,
I don't know,
right
different culture
each other. Like, wow, is that a thing? I don't know if it's a thing, but okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got a quick question. If you guys ever had a good like, would you have the same like? Okay, if someone brought you in a similar situation, a similar relationship with what Rie and Taechan have, would you be also okay with the whole massage couple thing?
If we were in a relationship for a long time, but as this is a fledgling like relationship, I'm like,
nah. You have to be dating for like years. I feel like you
have to be comfortable with each other to actually have that. And just going off the bat, it's just like, yeah, let's go for a massage. It's like sort of saying, are we a couple? Is it going there? Type of thing. So
good point.
That's true.
Like, would you enjoy that, James? Like,
would
you be down for it?
Like the idea of getting a massage with my significant other, like, yeah, sure. But it's really awkward just because, like, I don't know, like, there should be, like, a border between, and I wouldn't really, like, I don't know how, like, relaxed that would be if I'm constantly, like, listening to someone laughing and kind of just, like, joining in, because, like, laughing is contagious, of course. So it's, like, if someone starts laughing next to me, and it's, like, I'm also ticklish, so it's, like, I would already be feeling, like I'd want to laugh. I'd be trying to like hold it in, but hearing other people laugh would make me want to just like burst out. But then like, how relaxed would I be if I'm just laughing the entire time?
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
from what I've seen in like the U.S. or like going to resorts or whatever, the couples massages they're in the same room, but their beds are feet apart, but they're still at least in the same room. Whereas this one is like you're right there. Like you can reach over and touch your partner. Exactly. So it's like that's okay if the beds are
feet apart. You can still hear each other and everything. And like,
I guess maybe part of the relaxation is
if you're not ticklish or whatever, you can still talk to your partner while you're getting a massage. That part's cool. But yeah, where you're like so close to each other and getting the massage. I don't know. That's just,
maybe
not my thing.
Maybe it has to do with their age too, because like 19 and 21, so it's like first time experience with it. Yeah. So
for sure.
Yeah, I didn't get why he chose the massage, but I think I got it as soon as he said before, like, oh. He really wanted to emphasize this is Rie's day off, so it's like maybe he's trying to like pamper her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make her relax.
But they ended up relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah. What is relaxed? Yeah.
What is relaxed?
Yeah, I feel like
clearly
it was interesting. Because
yeah, at least a separate room.
It was definitely interesting because like they were laughing that entire day.
Don't you just want to like just decompress and enjoy and just relax? But yeah. It was so nice.
It was odd. It's a great gesture, but it was odd.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
That's true. But yeah, so after their couples massage, the last place that Taechan planned for them to go was on that like seaside kind of like bench area to look across the city, and it would have been hilarious if they went onto the Ferris wheel that was out there, because that would have just been like, you know, Asian trope number like 65.
I think Jackie said that too. She's like,
I was like, please don't,
gonna go on.
don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But instead, they're just staring at him like, I'll take
Just
it.
looking at
That's
it.
that's another trope though, just looking at the beautiful Ferris wheel. And of course the Ferris wheel.
Spinning lights.
Yes, exactly. So it's a
Pretty
trope. It's like fireworks, but not.
Yeah, but at least they weren't stuck in like the Ferris wheel carriage, sitting across from each other, going, "Hey, like, how was the dates and all that stuff."
So, but no, just them in silhouettes and like the shadows and just them talking was, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a cute moment until Tae-chan brought up the whole like, so how many points have I gained from this date? And I was just, as soon as he said it, I was just like,
God.
no, like why?
You're doing
He
so
really
well.
did.
Don't
have
keep
to.
score. Yeah.
Like they were in a really good spot, but he's just like, oh, how many points do I get? And she straight up just did not answer it. Like that was the one point that she definitely was not feeling at all.
I think he was just trying to justify, like, okay, if this date is like, say, like a 75 out of 100, he has to be at that level all the time, type of thing. If it's like the next date kind of thing, so just to gauge what he
True.
should do for her. So
It's a lot of
that's what I
pressure.
think. That's why, but it is a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Imagine if she was just like, yeah, like this was the perfect date, and now he's just like, I have to do like 4 things every date we go on. Like, imagine
Yeah.
that stress.
Like,
yeah, it's like you have to up every single time. So, but he should not feel that way.
it's not realistic. The guy's gonna go nuts by the time they have their third
He's
date.
gonna burn out. He's gonna burn out
Yeah,
so
yeah.
quickly. But I wonder if that's
Yeah.
part of his personality, because like we saw how thoughtful he was and how planned out his date schedule.
Was for Rie and all that stuff. I wonder if he needs things to be
Like literal, or to be, you know, blunt and, you know, honest for him to understand or to follow. So like, here's the date. We're doing this at this time, this at this time, this at this time.
Did you like the date? X, Y, Z.
Why? What stage am I at? So I wonder if it, you know, he's that just, you know, that type of person to need that sort of
Validation.
review. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like he needs a survey at the end of the date saying, give me feedback. Rate this date from 1 to 10. If there's any feedback, please put in the comments below.
Yeah. This only takes 3 minutes of your time.
Exactly.
Oh my
I'll send you the
God.
link.
It's at the back of the receipt.
Oh my gosh! If you fill the entire survey out, you're eligible for like a free Whopper or something.
Or a free date. Another free date.
Second date.
Second date.
Oh my god, I bet he didn't get an ounce of sleep because he was making a survey on his phone. So when they were driving home, he's like, here, fill out the survey.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh.
Guy needs to try
He
this.
He means well. He means
Yeah, he
well.
means well.
He does, very much.
Yeah, he definitely does mean well, because like I feel like the last thing that I really said was actually pretty perfect, and it highlighted how much he kind of cares for her, because he was like, please take care of yourself, because you know you're going to work tomorrow, so just please like just take care of yourself, which like resonates so hard, especially like now. Like that line really resonated with me, because it's just like, yeah, make sure you guys take care of yourselves, straight up.
It's like he's thinking about her like beyond whatever they were like on that date.
Yeah.
Like, I actually care about you. Take care of yourself. That's actually pretty nice of him to say.
Yeah.
Jason, were you gonna say something or?
I was thinking about the song the whole time. They were the whole date. It was, I don't know if you guys know I Can't Make You Love Me. But that was the song, but it was like
By
Like, I don't know who
Who's it
it's
by?
it's sang by a lot of people, but basically the song is about the literal sense of I can't make you love me, but it was in a jazz, like it was like a soft jazz tone. I was kind of cringing. I was like, it's a weird choice of a song because it's like the main premise of the song is, yeah, it's like, oh, I guess this isn't gonna be a good date because it seems like Taechan's trying real hard, but it sounds like Ray doesn't, like, is not budging or not reciprocating that same feeling. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting song choice, but I get it.
Right.
By the time we end, like, we finished the date or like the episode, like, I got the vibe. I'm like, oh, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. The song choice is definitely perfect because it did foreshadow what was gonna happen next. Because in the very last scene of the episode, it cuts back to the house where Momo and Rie, they're talking about the date and how, like, the date went really well and it was really fun and stuff like that. And Taechan talks really well, which is super important. But she thinks that Taechan isn't ready to actually step up and ask for romance. So when Momo asks if there's a chance that that he could be like a romantic partner, Rie says that it's not there. And then the episode ends. And it sucks. It really sucks. As someone that cheers for Taechan, like, to hear that the man basically has no chance because she thinks that he can't do it, like, that's tough. It's super tough to hear that.
It hurts, man.
But then again, like, we haven't heard his side of the story either, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, he asked for, how well did I do and all that stuff, and we heard how Rie, enjoyed the date, what she thought of Taechan, but maybe Taechan also came to the same conclusion of, maybe if I tried all these things and I still hung out with her for the whole entire day, maybe I don't want to date her, or I realized that I didn't really like her as much as I thought I did. So, have you guys watched the rest of the season, or no?
No.
Oh,
No.
so you
Yeah,
guys
this is
don't
all-
know
this
what's
is-
Oh, I thought you
happening
guys
next
did.
This is fresh to us too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe like
It
the
could
next
be
next episode,
anything.
he'll like share his point of view, and they might come to the same conclusion then. So.
Maybe.
Cool.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Cliffhanger always. Like
Yeah.
Terrace House always.
Oh, wait, hold.
Yeah.
So in that essence, in that perspective, what do you guys think is gonna happen to the next episode then?
Mhm.
We're gonna see Shota for 5 seconds.
Instead of 50. Oh, and that Momo girl lady,
Mhm.
she every time I saw her and when she was talking to
Rie.
Rie, and I think I brought this up while we were watching, just like, are you just asking them so you can get like juice for your novels? Because it's just like I can write you as
Ooh.
characters. 'Cause it's like they have interesting relationships. I'm like, are you actually invested or are you invested? So
You invested or invested?
yeah, invested. So
Interesting.
next episode you might see her secretly writing a novel of like something.
Mm,
But
Because she was inspired.
Yeah.
yes, based on a
Or she
real
was
life
just like-
story or something. So.
Yeah.
Or she's just like, she's listening to Rie talk and she's just like, yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hmm
So, okay.
exactly.
Or like just
One of those,
secretly
like,
Oh,
recording.
one of those like cup to the wall sort of things. I'm like, I'm sure these walls are super thin. So yeah.
So you're picturing her like, and what happened to the crab? They opened it for you.
Exactly.
Then what?
exactly, Yeah. hmm
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Sorry, so
it's
that's
like-
1 and 2, and then you have the other 4.
Right. Those are the
Yep.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rie and Taechan, I think they're over. Sorry, James.
Ooh,
I think-
quick.
And then
That's
What was the name
quick.
of
You
the
need to
other
remember,
two?
this show is a slow burn, so
That's
it might not be. As
And there's
quick as you
98 episodes in this season.
finish in 12.
Yes.
think. Oh, Jackie, sorry. Something that Jackie, something that you may not know.
what?
These people can leave the house whenever they want to.
Oh.
So there's the potential that like one of these members could just leave forever, and then another episode, the next person comes in and they're like, "Hey, I'm a new person. Let's make a new storyline."
Oh, but is 6 the max in the house?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it can never go past 6.
Yeah.
And is it always an even division of girls and boys?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so it's never okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still think those two are over. And then, wait, what's the name of the other two?
Which one?
The guys or the girls?
The surfer and Cruella de Vil.
Masato and Sena.
Okay. I think those two are gonna be like, they're gonna stay good like conniving friends, because they really do give off that Jesse and James vibe. I love it. I don't see them together, but I see them as like, yo, let's stir some stuff up.
They do jog a lot together, so
They do. They're jogging buddies.
Yeah.
Perfect planning time.
Oh
That's
my
what I think.
gosh.
So.
What do you think, Fern?
Okay.
I think in tune with like Jackie. I feel like in Terrace House fashion, they'll talk to each other, not really say much of their feelings unless, I don't know, like maybe one of them might confess and the other one will confess, but it's gonna be like, not an awkward sort of exchange between them. But if they're on the same page, then that's great. Then they can move on, type of thing. With what's her face, Sena and Masato, I'm not sure with them too. I mean, like, I feel like they're just gonna be there, type of thing, go on their jog and just maybe Sena will be drinking. I don't know. Haven't seen that she's an alcoholic yet, even though she looks like one.
She's a fan of liquor. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope
Oh, sorry,
Masato
fan
gets
of
better
liquor.
at surfing.
Like, I have not seen
I
her
hope he
drink.
makes it. So.
That too. Or like, I think, they might just recap on his like standings in that surfer competition, and just like they'll probably reflect on that, because that's how Terrace House is. And who else is there? The author, Momo,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I still don't know with her. Like, her character just doesn't give me much to go on. Yeah, she's there to listen, but there's really nothing about her that's like enticing or want to follow her, type of thing. So maybe she'll just be there. And there's like one more girl, right?
Rie. You already talked about Sena, and then Rie, who's in the thing with Tae-chan, and then Momo is the author, and then the only person you haven't talked about is Shota.
Oh, the dude, the
50
art
second
student.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Yeah. There, he's gonna be like, "Where'd you guys go?" And then it's another recap. So that's how it's gonna be. But
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
What do you think, James?
It's kind of like, I don't want to say the exact same thing as you guys, but it's gonna be like like you can tell like where Terrace House is going right now. Like, it's really following Tae-chan and Rie, and it's semi-following Masato and Sena, and then Shota's just the student. Momo is just an author. I really like what Jackie said about Momo like writing a book based off of everything that's happening in the house. Like, it's so like the past maybe 2 or 3 episodes, like Momo hasn't really been featured a lot, because nothing really interesting has really happened for her in terms of the house. So if she comes out with like if she's just like, yeah guys, like I've been inspired and I'm writing a book again, and they're just like, what's it about? And she's like, it's about you guys. Like, I want that to happen. Yeah. In terms of Shota, prior to his 15 seconds of this episode, the main thing that's been going on with him is really just between him and his girlfriend. There was this whole thing about how his girlfriend wanted to go out to lunch with him, or to dinner or something like that, and he said no to her because he was going to go home to see Tae-chan's exam results, because like the house promised that they were going to be there for it. So I kind of want to see something happen between them two, like Shota and his girlfriend, and I hope that happens next episode, because I'm a fan of Shota, and I'm kind of disappointed that he hasn't really shown up too much in the past 2 episodes. So I hope to see a little more of him. But you guys can all tell, like, this storyline is straight just Tae-chan and Rie, probably going to be for the next like 5 episodes.
Wow. For Shota, and you mentioned that he's in a long distance relationship, right? How, like, have you guys seen his girlfriend? Like, how do they communicate? Is it like through FaceTime or? So everything just by his word of mouth, or
basically
call?
Yeah, like, so in the first episode, a little backstory about Shota is that he didn't tell his girlfriend who was going to be at the house when he moved in. So he didn't know that there was going to be a model, and he didn't know that there was going to be a pop star, right? And he didn't know that there was going to be this like little anime girl. You guys didn't see it this episode, but Momo is literally like an anime girl with like her voice and everything. But anyways, so Shota in the first episode, he kind of like steps out of the house for a bit and calls his girlfriend, and that's when he tells her about who's in the house.
How'd the girlfriend take it?
We couldn't tell.
We don't know.
Which was interesting.
Which is kind of... But really, should we know? Because she's not really part of Terrace House. She's just an accessory.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I hope we do find out, because I just want to see more of Shota. He's a really, like... He's funny in the sense that he's loud, and he's like quirky. He has these certain things that he does. Like, he has this really high-pitched laugh, and it's hilarious. Like, I just want to see more of him. That's kind of true. Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
So, like, I just really want to see more of him, because he's great. He's an artist, and he's cool, and he's great. Like, that's all I can really say.
Cool.
Yeah. Jay?
I already know what's probably gonna happen. Okay. It's gonna open up with a surfing scene with Masato as usual. Because the show loves seeing him with his profession. We get it. He's a surfer. It's a cool profession. Seina's probably gonna go jogging because she wants to better herself. Like, but I do think Tae-chan thinks the date went extremely well. Like, he's blinded by that fact. And he's gonna try to go for it, but my dude's not gonna be so happy once he finds out how Rie feels about him. For now, right? But I do want to see Momo in a date situation with either of these people. Like I just want to know her story, even though it's like.
So she hasn't been on a date yet.
Well,
or
she went to like this museum with Shota. But the entire time they were just talking about everyone else in the house.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call it a date, especially because I don't think Momo's a homewrecker. So yeah, she hasn't been on like a date where it's just one-on-one with them just focusing on each other. Like, there hasn't been any of that yet.
Yeah, like if I want to see Masato again, I want to see him hanging out with Momo. Because it's so random.
So who's gonna initiate it first? I don't think either one.
I think Masato. Maybe Masato, because like.
Really, I think Momo, because like if she wants juice for her novel, she's gonna get it.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be Momo.
But like,
oh my gosh,
just the show is really fixated on Masato. He's probably gonna wear sunglasses when he's gonna ask her out. Hey, do you want to go somewhere? That kind of thing. And Mama's like, what are we gonna do? Yeah,
not even her
taking notes. I'm not trying to be Momo. Momo's so like, yeah, she's like textbook anime girl, but like she's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to again, like it's going to a predictable path, but I want to see some like, what the heck just happened? Like that scene with Shota, where's everyone? I really enjoyed that a lot.
That was hilarious. I
Like-
liked
It
it.
seemed like a commercial break.
Like it really like, oh, because it's like, oh man, dates happening. Oh yeah, what's happening with everyone else? And literally,
No one's there.
he's so confused. So I like that. I like that part. Like, yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
All right, that was since that was the end of the episode. Let's move on to I see. This is the problem. I was trying so hard going down the Terrace House subreddit to try to find something, but it's been really dry lately because of current events. But in light of that, I actually do have a question for all of you guys to answer. So first, I want you guys to kind of imagine yourselves as Rie. I want you guys, like, you don't have to be like a pop idol or anything, but you're just like someone that like you see that there's someone that's interested in you, right? And you're kind of like, you're kind of iffy, but then this person takes you on this entire day of just like a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, imagine like you guys go to the aquarium, you guys go to the amusement park, you guys go out to eat, get the couples massages, and just like, and just end the day on that. And then you go back to the house and someone asks you like, have your thoughts changed? Like, what would you guys say if you were in Rie's situation? Like, do you think that that date and you basically knowing how Taechan feels about you, would you give him more of a chance than it looks like Rie is? Like, would you guys go for a second date? And would you guys kind of like go on your way to like try to pursue it a little bit more? And like, if you do, then why would you? If you don't, why would you not?
I think for me, since like the first date was like so extravagant, it's like so many distractions. So like with going to the amusement park, going to the aquarium, getting a massage, like I would want to go on a second date, just to see like just a casual hangout. Like if we can like carry a conversation for like a long time type of thing. Because like with the first date, it's like so many different things. Like, what can you really focus on? And you could be like blinded by the fact of all of that. And maybe I know Taechan, like he looks like a decent guy, and like he's well planned out. Like that's what I see from him now. But then I would want to go second date and be like, okay, let's not plan something and just like go to like a cafe and just talk. And then I think that will just give me more of a perspective whether or not I want to go on a third date or like pursue it further. Because like it has to be in a setting where like you can actually carry a conversation and be relatable to each other and like actually genuinely like each other in that sense that I would want to pursue it.
For sure.
I totally agree. It's like you would need, I want to say like maybe at the least 3 dates where, you know, one party gives 100% or 110 and 10%
of their role in planning the date, or, you know, this is what we're going to do and all that stuff. And then the next date, if, you know, if it went well and there's no hard nose or something like that, it's the other party's turn to give their 100 or their 110% of planning everything, make sure everything goes well. And then definitely
if everything works well on that date, the third date is, it's the sit down, relax, nothing high stress or everything. It's, you know, chill at the person's house or at a cafe where you can do like that soul searching talk of like,
what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What are your opinions on this and all that stuff? Because I think like the one dates, unless things go terribly, terribly wrong, you know, it needs a couple of, you know, more time to make a good final, well thought out decision. But both parties definitely need to give, you know, like both of their equal efforts in finding out and putting their part into a relationship if they want to start one. You know what I mean? So.
You know how like you guys said earlier, like did it give Taechan like to increase his dateability, I guess, or like because it's being shown as a national level or from the show, like is the pressure put on higher? I think that also you could look into that perspective, Rie too. I'm like, damn, this guy's really trying to like wow her, like me, I guess. Oh, cause I'm trying to be Rie. Like this guy's trying to be wowing me a lot. Wow.
Did you just raise your voice because you think you're Rie?
Yeah. I'm Rie right now. Ooh, nuzzle, flush. I'm from AKB48. But yeah, I do agree with you. All what you guys said. It's like it's only one date. It's pretty extravagant for the first date, but like okay, I guess that's Taechan's standard. So like I'd like to hang out with him in a more casual setting, but she did say like they do get along like in a casual setting, right? Like she's okay with that, but based on her decision right now as like a romantic partner, it's not there. So maybe Taechan could mix it up. Like how would you think Rie would look at Taechan in a more manly perspective, I guess? How would that increase? But again, Taechan's pretty new at this stuff. He's pretty young, so unless he doesn't have to step up the dates, it's more like his personality. But like you can't change that. That's just who he is. So it'll be really hard.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a nice date, but it's gonna be really hard to just see them casually just watching a movie together, or when they get that chance again. Because again, she's busy. I'm busy. Yeah. So like, ooh.
Oh my god.
Perspective.
For me, like it's interesting, like with the points that all of you guys like said. I definitely think that as a first date, doing all of those things, like it definitely was kind of distracting. I do know that like when Taechan first asked Rie out on this date, I thought it would be like very different. Like me, like I don't know what's in Yokohama, but I expected it to be like they grab lunch and then like they go to like this park and then they're just like walking. And in my head, I pictured like them going on this walk, and as they're walking, that's where the conversation really starts to come up. And like I have this whole like image in my head of like as they're walking, Taechan's literally walking like this, being like, "Oh yeah, it's so nice outside." Because like a little context, in like the second episode when he's talking to Rie for the first time, this guy's literally on the couch on his stomach, looking up, his feet bent, and he's grabbing his feet and moving them as he's talking. It was like just like here, like just imagine like sideways, and he's like this as he's
watching.
Talking.
He's doing a stretch.
Yeah. Like he's clenching.
Is he rocking?
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. It was really
clenches.
odd. So that's why like I pictured like while they're walking, he's doing something like really like just out there. She's just like, "Oh yeah, it's so nice outside." Like I'm picturing that. Yeah, and then they're having this like really good conversation or something like that. But to see that like that's what he chose for a first date, I was just like I was blown away, but like not in a good way. Like I've like a first date, like my first date with someone, like I've gone to square one with someone, and we called that a first date.
Go to the movie.
Yeah, or like we've gone to like the movies. So if I was Rie, like I would want to like yeah, I would definitely want to go on like a second date, but I would want it to be something completely different from before. And on that date, I would really want to talk to him in like a deeper sense, and just to really get to know like his intentions and all of that kind of stuff, especially since like like a relationship isn't just like it's not just like a, how do I say it? Like it's not something that you just throw around, especially for Rie. Like this is something that's very serious for my career as well. So yeah, it's something that I would really want to like talk to him about. But would I pursue it? I don't think so, because he's still super young. Rie is still super young. There's a lot that you can still do at that age. So yeah, I wouldn't really pursue that. Yeah.
To a point, it's one of those, like, because they're young, it's one of those times, or one of the best times, to figure out what you like or what you don't like in a person, because you might not have that much time to figure that stuff out when you're older, when you have a career and all that stuff. It's just unfortunate for Rie that she has her main career at this age, where she's already, completely busy, and all that stuff. And definitely the part of where you want to do your, have that casual talk to figure out, where everyone stands. I think that part should be maybe the first date before you proceed with everything else. Because at least you could find out any of those hard no's right at the first chance. And then
For sure.
if you want to proceed with it, then, do that 100 and 110% date planning for the second or third date or something like that. So I guess it's like one way to like evaluate your time or how much time you want to put into this relationship or something like that. So
True.
For sure.
True.
For sure.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
we
Hey,
turn into
well,
a dating panel.
Oh my gosh.
Could be. Could be.
That was the
Possibly,
question.
possibly.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Oh yeah. But before we move on to our outro and before we end the episode, was there any other points that you guys wanted to get across towards the episode?
Not
No.
Not really. My opinion on Terrace House hasn't really changed. I'm so sorry.
Don't need to apologize. Your
Yeah,
perspective
it's
is
cool.
invaluable.
I still don't like reality TV shows. So yeah. It's fun though. It was fun. But I don't see myself like sitting down for 98 episodes of this. That's cool.
For sure.
So this is Jackie's last episode.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I'm playing.
Last and only episode.
We'll see.
I'm down for like those random episodes, but I like, if am I gonna watch the rest of the season? Nah.
No, it's okay.
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the rest of the season, Fern, or do you think
If you start from episode 1, if you start again from episode 1.
I think if I start from episode 1, I would like
you
to
go.
see the character development, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it until 98. Maybe 60 or something, because like if the storylines keep going and going, it's like new people every single time. It's like who can I really like? Who can I like relate to type of thing. It's too much. That's why with the newest season, like Tokyo 2019, 2020, I think it's on 3 parts now, and it's like episode 40. So like with that, even though there's a turnaround with like how many people have been on it, I don't know how many more episodes they're gonna do, but like I was very hooked on that. But going until 98, that's a lot. And I mean yeah, and like I know there's like anime too that like goes past 98 or like more than that. So like I don't know how people can be really committed to it.
it's weird. I'll do
Well,
anime
Jackie.
anytime. I know.
Yes.
Well, Jackie, being someone that follows anime religiously.
but I realize I have like obviously I have like my favorites. I don't do slice of life anime. So slice of
Okay.
life is
True.
technically like reality TV. And like
yeah, it's
TV.
yeah,
a lot like
it's not my cup of tea. I'd rather do your typical shonen, anime and all that stuff. So that I can sit my I can sit my butt down and watch X amount of episodes. But
That's true.
yeah, the slice of life stuff, like I do enjoy the occasional romance storylines, but if it's mostly just scattered here and there like reality TV, then yeah, not really my thing.
That's true.
I mean, like I'm into reality TV. Like this type of reality TV is just like a whole other experience because like as compared to what's out there, like on our TV stations or something, it's totally different. And
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what's making me watch it in terms of like other seasons. Not, I don't know if in terms of this one that I'm going to see it, but it's just really interesting. It's a different type of reality when it's actually reality. I don't know. Because reality TV shows here, it's just like, is it scripted? Is it not? So with this, it's definitely not. So like maybe not. I will watch. No.
Is it confirmed whether or not it is scripted, or is it one of those like wrestling? Yay!
Let's not ruin the magic.
Yeah.
Let's not ruin the magic.
No, okay,
Okay.
no, okay. So no. So
Sorry.
from what I know, okay. So the best thing that I can say is that Terrace House is an unscripted show with scripted moments.
Oh,
Okay. Like, what's scripted?
like where they're going to
Did
be
they
like
tell you?
standing or like
I can't really like say anything about that. Like, because
Oh.
if you see like all seasons of Terrace House, especially the Netflix ones, they usually have a panel that watches with you, and the first thing that they say is that Terrace House is an unscripted show about 3 guys and 3 girls living together. That's something that they say at the beginning, and the majority of it is 100% real.
Okay.
But there are things that aren't, I wouldn't say scripted, but it's like things are leaned towards doing something. Like as an
Okay.
it, like, I guess you could say like what, how would they have these cameras in this restaurant before they even walk in?
Someone
How
had to
would
set
they
it up.
Yeah.
So imagine,
How would they have these cameras on this date
okay,
before they even get there?
how did they get permission
Yeah.
from the restaurant to actually even get to film in there?
Yeah.
Like, there had to be something in the production side to get them to what they're showing, right?
Yeah. But in terms of
So, okay.
in terms of the people living in the house and what they do
Mhm.
is completely
That's-
unscripted. That's completely real.
Okay. So, like, when they went to that restaurant with the crabs, maybe they didn't really open it for you before. they served it to you.
Yes,
Maybe that part
Jackie.
was scripted.
Maybe not. That's
That's how
the
you
magic
think about
of
it.
this show.
I'm joking.
If that's how you want to think about it.
When you heard pre-prepped, I'm like, is the crab pre-prep? Not the production. I dig it.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'll take
gosh.
it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we end the episode,
yeah.
of course, I wanted to thank Jackie and Fern for coming on today.
No
Woo!
problem.
Thank you.
yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
No problem.
It's cool. Like, I'm really glad you guys came in with your different perspectives, whether you liked it or not. Like, I still like how you guys kept it real and all that stuff. And I felt like we had very good conversation. It was really good. You guys have really great points on a lot of these things. And I hope, if we ever hit you up again, like, I hope you guys are down for it,
Totally.
No problem. I'm down.
Nice.
Drop me in the middle of a
uh,
season. Drop me in the middle of a season. I don't care.
I guess it with me
Yes.
too. Like,
Yes, we will.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, but if you want to know more about us, or if you want to see a little bit into our lives and stuff like that, you can follow a bunch of our socials. It's going to be somewhere on the screen, but you can follow me on Instagram at JamesJT_27. I do also have my personal YouTube channel where I do a lot of music and stuff. Yeah. Jay?
I do Twitch. See me play video games. Twitch.tv/furjiggles. And yeah, my Instagram handle is somewhere in this corner. I think there. But yeah, for Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, did you guys want to shout anything out before we go, or?
my business handle is Fern the RMT. I don't really post. I just have it as a business Instagram to be like informed with my other colleagues. But if you want to see whatever's on there, I only have 4 posts. You can go and see it.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I don't do social media much, so.
Cool. Cool. I dig it.
You'll find me here potentially.
Jackie's off the grid.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
All right, then. This concludes this episode of We the Panel, a Terrace House podcast. Thank you guys for coming in and listening to us. All right, take care, guys. Bye.
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 Bye.